It's Sunday. We here, baby. We here. Sorry, just getting a couple things done. We here, baby. We here. Let's talk. Let's talk. We here. It's Sunday. Mind me. My computer's still in the shop. I was hoping my computer was gonna be ready so I can do the call-in show tonight, but it didn't work out. But we good. We here. Send another day talking Buffs football, baby. Dang, I wish my computer was out, man, because I really wanted to get this live show. But it's all good. We here. Let's talk about it. The defense is getting better and better every single day. The defense is getting better. We gotta look at it. We gotta be thankful, man, that they're stepping up. There are some things that we gotta work on, but our defense is getting better day by day by day. All I ask for our defense is just be consistent. All right, be consistent. Consistency is going to be the key to our defense. Offensively wise, our skill positions we're set. When we talk about the offense and defensive line, looking at camp, these are my just takeaways, right? When we're looking at camp, right? Just pure takeaways. What do we want to see from Colorado, right? Right now, we want to see our offense and defensive line just be consistent, right? Flying to the ball, no matter what. Getting on, like, offensive line. Boom, we make a play, we hit a strike, let's go. Let's get to the next play. Defensive line, right? Hey, next play mentality, right? We give up a play, get your butt on the ball, let's go, let's rock and roll. So when we look about, what have we learned coming out of, the scrimmage so far is the defense is getting better, but also, the consistency, right? The defensive line playing better, the linebackers playing better, the corners playing better, the safeties playing better, right? What I don't want you guys to get mixed up in is like everything that you guys see on Well Off, there's a lot of things that you do not see, all right? So don't get overhyped by stuff that you don't see, you don't notice, right? You don't see everybody on the Well Off video. And I know a lot of people were like, man, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. But it's like this and that. But it's like we don't really know truly what's gonna really happen right now because they're not showing us everything of everybody. Now, if you watch like Cormani video, what up, old school? If you watch Cormani video, if you watch Shadur's video, right? You got to see some different angles from practice. You got to see different players in there that you didn't see on the original well off video. But what I would tell y'all is we're going to do some phenomenal things this year. Be ready, be on the lookout. But when it comes to expectations on how things are gonna go and how things are gonna manifest and things like that, all we want is consistency. Consistency is gonna help us dominate on a day-to-day basis. Next Sunday, we're gonna get into like just talking TCU, first game of the season, then the following Sunday we're gonna go to Nebraska. I like to do everything like 2 weeks out of each game so we can really talk and dig deep. This Sunday, we just kicking back, laying out, putting our feet up, and we just talking football. So if there's any question you got in the chat, just drop it in the chat. We talking about football. My question to you guys is, what have y'all learned from camp that y'all seen, and what do y'all want to look for? What are y'all looking forward to seeing coming out of this next week? All right. So the question of the night for Sunday is, what have you really learned from camp so far in the scrimmages, and what are you looking forward to coming up this season? I mean, this upcoming week. We learned a lot about the defense. The offense, we really didn't learn too much, right? Offensive line is gelling, but we still don't have all the pieces there, right? Tyler Brown is still not there practicing. He's still sick, so man, just keep y'all prayers off for Tyler Brown that he makes a strong recovery. He gets back in the lineup because we're gonna really need him at TCU. So hopefully Rock gets back soon. We can really strip the offensive line. We can strip some of the gaps. We can eliminate some of this inside pressure because all we need is to give Shador Sanders at least 3 seconds to get the ball out. You give Shador Sanders 3 seconds, we are in game. Give him 3 seconds, he's gonna slice and dice. Right? We can get into TCU tonight. When you look at TCU, right, they're running a 3-3-5. right? So now you're talking about, you know, a linebacker matching up with a Jimmy Horn in the slot, a Dawson in the slot, a Travis in the slot, right? Those linebackers are gonna have nightmares because we got 4-3, 4-2 speed in those slots, and you gotta cover them boys. Man, it's gonna be some problems. And I keep hearing everybody talk about like our offensive line, right? Let's really get into like I really want to get into this tonight, right? When people talk about our offensive line and they're so-called small, what our offense is designed to do, we don't need heavy set linemen, offensive linemen. We don't need heavy set offensive linemen because it's gonna slow what we're trying to do. We're trying to run at a fast pace, so we need those athletic offensive linemen because we're gonna pull a lot with our offensive tackles, with our guards, with our centers. We're gonna do different things and be in so many different formations that our offensive line is going to be a key. So we need those athletic offensive line. So that's why when people be like, "Well, their offensive line is so small," well, quit trying to compare our offensive line versus whatever school you at. Because what we do offensively, y'all don't do offensively. The tempo that we run, y'all don't run. Y'all don't have the same quarterback we got. So I hate when people try to compare and talk about the offensive line. Understand when you start talking about the offensive line, understand the system that we're running, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to get accomplished. That's all. I learned that old school. I learned that we are a hell of a lot better than 3.5 games. We are. If you put the notion that Colorado's only going to win 3.5 games, right, which is impossible. I mean, to win 3.5 games, that's kind of impossible because somebody got to win. So you're either going to win 3 games, you're going to win 4 games, but 3.5 games, I understand. But we can legit get those 4 wins in the first month. Like legit get the 4 wins in the first month and be done with it. So don't get upset, man. Don't get mad at what people are saying. At the end of the day, you got to put those helmets, you got to put those shoulder pads on, you got to play football. The referee's gonna come on that field, and when it's time for kickoff, we gonna find out who the better team is. But I'm telling you right now, a lot of people don't understand football, right? And the nuances of football, what it takes to win, the grind that it takes to gel as a team, and they're sleeping on that. They think that because we brought in all these new players that we're not going to gel. The crazy thing about it is we're going to gel better than a lot of people think we're going to gel. We're going to gel more than a lot of experienced teams that so-called has more experience than us. We're going to gel more than them. So when it comes down to it, man, we are in for a heck of a season. We are in for a heck of a season. All I want is the people that's talking all this craziness, that's talking all this BS. When we start roll calling, make sure that you ain't hiding. Make sure you front and center when we roll call. After we beat TCU, make sure you front and center. Because I'm telling you right now, man, there is just a matter of time and a matter of days before it's kickoff. It's coming. All right. We less than 3 Saturdays away now to kickoff. And as each week go by, we're getting better and better and better. So y'all can keep thinking that Colorado ain't got this, Colorado ain't got that. We have the skill players. What is the game? Every game is gonna come down to the trenches, right? Who trenches are going to be better than who, right? All we got to do is protect Shedeur Sanders. That's it. Protect him and the defense bend, but don't break, right? You can give up 3 points, but don't give up 7. And we fine. Give up 3, but don't give up 7. People keep saying we're going to win 3 games due to the previous 1-11, but they are forgetting Tulane was 2-10 in 21 and won 12-2 in 2022 and was ranked. Now they're a top team. What up, Dewey? What up, Chris? I'll say this, and that's a great analogy, right? Looking at Tulane, nobody truly knows, right? We still gotta play, right? If you study football and you understand like quarterback play, what's the one thing that could take you to the next level? What up, Dre? What's the one thing that could take you to the next level at the college level? A quarterback. A quarterback. If you don't got a quarterback, you ain't winning games. As Coach Ron always say, if you can't spin it, you can't win games. I'm putting my money on Shedeur Sanders every single day of the week. I'm telling you this right now. I'm putting my money on Shedeur Sanders, right? The wide receivers that we got are great. We got a great running back room. Everything is going to come down to the trenches, right? But at the same point in time, when people talk about 1-11, right? They don't even go and study or pay attention to who we got. They just say y'all was 1-11 last year. Okay, cool. But who do we have now versus what we had last year? If you look at, and it's like the chapter of looking back in the mirror, that's done with. Like, we shouldn't even be having conversations talking to people that's talking about 1-11. That's in the back burner, right? Because Prime wasn't there. Anybody that's following Colorado wasn't there. We looking ahead, right? We're looking forward. Stop looking behind. We're looking forward. We're looking forward to TCU because it's coming. September 2nd, it's coming, right? We ain't got to worry about that. Just listen. When we do what we do, I'm telling you right now, people are going to be upset because they don't expect us to win, and we are going to win. That's why they play the games. That's why they play the games any given Saturday or Sunday. And that's true, Jay. That is totally true. But when people start to say why they think Colorado gonna lose, they really don't even have a real explanation on why Colorado gonna lose. They just say, man, y'all only gonna win 3 games or less. But then if you ask them to name you the schedule, name the games, they can't even name you that. So let's just think logic about it, right? If you gonna say we gonna lose or we gonna do this or we gonna do that, be able to explain the why behind the why, right? I'm telling you, we gonna go down to 3, right? Here are the games that I say is our hardest: Oregon, USC, UCLA, and Utah. Those are the 4 games I said is our hardest, right? But I got us going down in 3. But I can explain from each one of those games, or game by game, how it's gonna break down. But a lot of people can't. A lot of people just be like, man, they just throwing stuff out there to see what sticks, right? A lot of people get down in the comments and get to talking, but it's like, all right, where did you get that from? Like I seen one person say, right, our quarterback doesn't know the offense. And I'm like, where did you get that from? Well, he said he only know 80%. No, he said he only mastered 80%. He didn't say he didn't know the playbook. He said he's mastered 80%, meaning that any checks, any reads, anything that he sees, he can get us into the right situation 80% of the time. A lot of quarterbacks at the college level can't do that because they are one read. They get the ball, and if that first read ain't there, they taking off, they running. If that first read ain't there, they handing the ball off. That's just the nature of the game. So what we're doing and how we're mastering offense, we're perfectly fine. All we got to do is come in every day and just keep grinding and keep grinding and keep grinding and keep grinding. Because a lot of people don't really know what to expect out of Colorado. They just want to sit because they want to see Coach Prime lose. Listen, Coach Prime ain't playing. These players are the ones who playing. Coach Prime is leading the show, but these players are the ones who's playing. And so all we got to do is support them. What up, Big LT, baby? Shedeur is great in accuracy, but he tends to underthrow a lot because receivers are losing. Chris, I disagree. I disagree on that. And the reason why I say I disagree is Shedeur Sanders is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in college football. When something's being underthrown, it's because the receiver ain't where they supposed to be at. That's pretty much how that goes. Like when Shedeur puts too much work and time in with his receivers, majority of the time, if it's a underthrown ball, it's because the receiver ain't where they supposed to be at. I'm telling you, he put in a lot of work. People know that there's a new roster. They just don't want to talk that ball. Well, Dre, here's the thing. When people know that we got a new roster, they don't want to talk about it because they're like, oh, well, he's on the second team. Oh, man, he was just a practice player. Oh, man, this and that. But it's like, did you turn on the film and actually see the production? Because that turn on the production of the film, man. If you going to come out here and you going to talk football, talk like you got some sense. Act like you know something. Like, even if you don't know what you're talking about, just say, I don't know. But here's how I feel. Here's my opinion, right? Because everybody's entitled to opinion, but we got to stop with this notion of just saying just crazy things just to get dialogue, right? It's like the media does it to Coach Prime, and then we got people that just in chats like right now, right? I've never said we're gonna go 12-0, right? But you have people say we go 12-0, and it's like, man, explain why we're gonna go 12-0, right? Because we're gonna face a lot of great competition, right? A lot of things are gonna happen. Could we go 12-0 next year? I do believe it, but I don't feel like we have like enough depth. That's my thing, right? Wide receivers, I think we'll be fine, right? But if you go to the cornerbacks, we only got 6 corners on scholarship. Think logically that. We got 6. So if anything happened to 2 of them, right, that means we down to 4 playing the game. Now we putting the trust in our safeties to cover. I'll tell you right now, I ain't got trust in Trevor Woods covering nobody. Nor do I got for Miles Slushers. They're not cover. They're not rangy covered safeties. They can guard. Like they come down in the box and hit, but it's certain things like I just don't want to see those matchups. Like I'd rather not. I'd rather them come down for run support, but I'd rather not see them in coverage. I'd be truly honest with anybody about that. And so we got to think about those things of like in certain positions we got a lot of depth, but then in certain positions we got some question marks. We got some question marks. And so people need to be mindful of that. And it's nothing but love. But when you start talking football, start bringing up, you know, what I'm not gonna say what you. No, I'm not gonna say bring up. What I say is when you talk about football, have your why behind the why you think something. That's what I would say. Have your why behind the why. Because a lot of times when people say stuff and they put things out there, you kind of make yourself look worse because you're saying something, but you have no substance, right? You want substance, you want dialogue. You know, that's all I'm saying. You want substance, you want dialogue. Because if you have substance, you have dialogue, right? You're gonna learn something that you didn't know that's gonna help you or change you in a positive direction and say, oh, okay, I can see that. I can see that. Because I'm telling you right now, if I say this right now, all right, I want everybody to put their record prediction on CU this year. Put your record prediction on CU this year. I just want to see what everybody got to say. Just keep working and don't worry about those outside noise. Hey Drake, one thing I'm telling you about right now, I ain't running from nobody. I don't even care about the outside noise. Because guess what? When you come in here, you come to my channel or you say something to me, it's up to me to respond to you, right? If I feel like you're talking nonsense and you're not talking something that makes sense, I'm not even gonna respond to you. Because I'm wasting my time, my energy on you. And it's like I know you ain't did your homework. I know you ain't putting no research in. You just talking to be talking. You just looking to troll. A lot of these people just looking to troll. You know, and you see, you know, what our media does to us, right? The Denver Post, right? What do they always do to Coach Prime? They be trolling Coach Prime. They always come in with these awful questions that's already been asked, already been answered, but then they turn around and ask it again. It's like, come on, man. Can we move forward? Let's talk football, right? If we gonna get up there, hey, man, hey, coach, how do you think the offensive and defensive line is coming along, right? You can just ask simple, basic questions. We can't even get that. We worried about a transfer that ain't even no longer on the team talking about a transfer. Come on, baby. Like, let's be real. Come on. Get up there and ask some truth, right? You say, well, obviously, we know Shedeur is the starting quarterback. Come on, man. Then why ask the question? What is the purpose? Have a purpose behind why you're doing things. Because suddenly, if you ask the right questions, suddenly you're going to get a more educated answer out of Coach Prime. And he's going to tell you, hey, man, that's a great question. And we don't think about those things. We just think, man, I'm going to just get up there and I'm going to wing it and I'm going to ask these questions without doing my homework. What I challenge the reporters on is I want y'all to go back to Jackson State and look at Coach Prime's interviews and ask him some of those questions that those reporters asked him in JSU to this year. And guess what kind of dialogue, right? Because at the end of the day, right, you won't trust from Coach Prime. Because if you get trust from Coach Prime, he's going to open it up to where you can see more things. And a lot of them think, well, if I trust Coach Prime, well, Coach Prime is going to be able to give me access to practice because he seen me in the media. No, Coach Prime don't care about that, man. What he going to do is he going to set the record straight, and you going to look like a fool. That's what's going to happen. But go in there, ask the right questions so Coach Prime can open it up so you can actually get to see for your own eyes so you're not guessing, man, this person might have had this. Well, I heard this. Well, I heard that. Well, nah, man. Here's what the real truth is. I seen it with my own eyes. We got some talent, all right? How are we going to mesh? That's the real truth. Dewey True, that's a masterpiece. He's placing the ball where he wants. Oh, yeah, he's a great coach. Tell him, my God. What up, Frankie? Amarion Cooper looked like the second best corner after Travis. He was all over tackling. I like his motor, his heart. Chris, what I'll tell y'all, man, is do not sleep on Carter. Carter Stoudemire, man. Y'all sleeping on that boy. I know he out there with no gloves on and he look like an old school player. But one thing about him, he's got NFL blood lines. He knows, like, he's studying the film. And every time you see him, it's pass breakup after pass breakup after pass breakup. And he's really putting in the work. Don't sleep on Carter. Don't sleep on Carter. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Don't sleep on him. Amarion Cooper is doing what he's supposed to do. He is doing what he's supposed to do. Always had him starting next to Travis. So that's no need to talk about that. But I think we need to get new media people. That's true. But here's the thing, right? When you talk about the new media, right? Because this is one of the things that I'm working on right now. I'm working on getting my media pass for CU right now. I'm working to get it. I'm waiting on them to send me the application so I can get it filled out, get it sent back to them. I'm just waiting on CU. Because once I get the media pass, I'm going to shake up the media in there. I'm going to shake them up because I'm tired of all this, the bias, the BS, the nonchalant questions. Man, let's talk about football. Let's come in here and really get some great conversations going. So I'm working on that right now as we speak. I'm literally just waiting on CU to drop the application so I can get my media pass. Because when I get my media pass, it's going to be on and popping when I'm in Boulder. I'm telling you that right now. I just think that the reports on Coach, like the reports on CU, they've been there for so long that they got into that losing culture, right? Because they want to ask Coach Prime about culture. Knowing Coach Prime don't like the word culture, but we're going to keep asking them the same question about culture. It's just like, come on, man. You already know this man don't like it. How many times y'all going to keep asking him about the same word that he already told you he don't like? But we do that, right? You just get into the cycle of you've had so many people reporting on Colorado football for so long that they're not ready to relinquish that and get fresh blood in there, right? If you go in that media room, you might see one black person, and I'm just being honest. I'm being honest. You might see maybe one black person that's in there reporting. Everybody else is a different race, right? So the level of questions that really push, like when you go up there, you want Coach Prime to think about an answer before he answers. Majority of the time, Coach Prime already know what he finna say to you based upon who you is because he see you on Twitter. He see the videos that you putting out. He see the BS that you're doing. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. So they got to get it right, man. Rob J was the main reporter for JSU. I know that. But if you look at the dialogue of Rob J, I'm not going to say every interview with Coach Prime was the best out of Rob J, but he got Coach Prime to think about some questions before he answered them, right? He did do that. when other medias was around with Rob J, they asked intelligent questions. Now there was an occasion where you got those one-off questions where it's like, bro, why you ask that? Come on, man. Let's just be real. Why did you ask that? But for the most part, they ask intelligent questions. I see 4 tough games: UCLA, USC, Utah, Oregon, but they will beat some of them. We won't lose them all. Dre, I said the same thing. Those are my 4 tough games. When we look at everything, I've been saying that our 4 tough games. I got us going 9-3. I got us beating UCLA, but I got us losing to USC, Utah, Oregon. But it's a toss-up, right? The one thing I'll say about our schedule, I love that we're playing Oregon and USC back to back because it makes the players stay focused, right? Because the one thing you don't want to happen is like, man, we're going to beat Oregon. We get on this high, and then we're going to play a bum team, and we go down to their standards, and then we got to play USC and get back up. Well, the great thing is we play a great team, and then we're going to play another great team, and we stay there. So we really get to, get into our groove. So that's a good thing. I see 9-3 season this year, but there's a chance at a natty. There's always a chance. We really don't know, right? We could be better than 9-3. I'm just saying 9-3. We could legit be 11-1, 12-0, 10-2. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, is the goal. The goal right now is stacking up wins and getting to the Pac-12 championship. That's the only thing. That should be the only focus right now. Don't worry about the playoffs. None of that. The main focus is stacking up wins to get to the Pac-12 championship game and let everything else ride from there. That's it. Piss on the media. Let's talk football. Listen, man. If you have a mindset that you want to report on a football team, right? Why do you go in the mindset of thinking about something negative and not thinking about talking about football, right? There's enough negative stuff already out there. You already got coaches saying whatever they want to say. You already got coaches coming at us. You got players coming at us. Guess what? Let that be. We are going to do what we do. We don't play Washington, so that's why I'm not doing. We don't play Washington. We play Washington State. So no, I'm not sleeping on Michael Penix, but we just don't play Washington. We play Washington State. But we are going to do what we do. And all we got to do is execute the plan every single day at practice and be well reversed for the game. Do you think Coach Prime would take Oregon type of experience? I mean, what experience? So here's what I say. If you know Coach Prime, when it comes to uniforms, they're always going to change each week. There's going to be a different combination between helmet, jersey, pants. There's going to be a different combination. I'm just going to tell you that right now. That's how Coach Prime roll. He never likes wearing the same thing twice in a year. So some way, somehow, the combination going to change. We can go all white first game, then we can go gold, black, gold second game, then third game we can go gold, black. Like Coach Prime gonna change it up. We got a lot of uniforms coming, but that's something you gotta stay in tune because really nobody. It's only a certain amount of people that's seen the new uniform, but we do got new uniforms. Game over. Not just only we play Utah at the end of the season, but we'll be ready for the next championship. Honestly, like playing Utah in that last game is kind of like what we need though. Because think about it, right? You beat Utah, right? You got the Pac-12 championship. Right? We're gonna see who we're gonna play. Utah is going to prepare you. What up, Ellen? Utah is going to prepare you for the college playoff. So having Utah as the last game is a blessing because one, they're gonna be physical. It's gonna come down to how healthy are we going into that Utah game. That's what it's going to come down to. If we're healthy going to that last game as we need to be, everything else take care of itself. Now, when we talk about the playoff, next year is when it's going to be, that's when you can start to all right, now we need to go up, expectation because there's 12 teams. There's 12 teams going into the playoffs next year. All right. You don't got 4, you got 12. We just trying to get one of those automated bids, right? We're gonna be in the Big 12. But it's like, don't jump so far to look ahead, right? Right now, focus on boom, game 1. Take it one game at a time. The season's gonna go by fast, but just take it one game at a time. And then one game at a time that we're taking, focus on TCU. Take care of business with them, and you already gonna have the nation on notice. Why? You gotta see us first game. You can't turn on to no other game. You have to watch us first game. We have the first game of the season. First game, national, televised, on Fox. You gotta pull up on us. You ain't going nowhere else. You gotta pull up on us. Even if you like Colorado, hate Colorado, you want to see Deion Sanders lose, you want to see us win. You gotta watch us, baby. You gotta watch us. That's just what it is. Like, just focus on the one game at a time. TCU is coming. That's the first game, and we're going to take care of business. Utah is going to be our toughest matchup. Listen, I said the reason why Utah is going to be our toughest matchup is because of the physicality in the trenches, right? They coming to lay that wood. They ain't playing. They got some dogs, man, but I'll say this. We got the quarterback, right? And the one question mark about Utah that can really change their season, we don't know what their quarterback play is going to be this year. Because Cam Rising to his ACL last year. We don't know how healthy he's going to be if he plays against us. So that's why you can't really look that far. You know Utah's going to be physical. That's one thing you do know. But when it overall comes down to it, we really don't know how Utah's going to stack up. We're going to see, right? We're going to see Oregon. We're going to see USC. We're going to see we're going to see the top 4 dogs in the Pac-12. So that's a great thing. I'd rather us have a hard schedule than have an easy laid-off schedule playing Cal, Stanford, all the bottom teams, right? Because it's not going to help us when we make the playoffs. You want that tough competition. You want to get put in an adversity situation. When things don't go your way, how do you prevail? Because you're going to learn a lot. You're going to see who's going to stick together and who's going to separate. Who's going to be able to count on and who's not. So we're going to learn a lot of things. Even this first game, there's going to be some adversity. Now it's going to come down to how do we handle adversity, right? We're going to come out motivated. We're going to come out firing on all cylinders. But when adversity hits, that's what we got to buckle down and focus. And that's when we're going to find out who's who, right? Everybody say, I'm him, right? But we going to really find out if you him. We going to really find out, hey, we got to go make, a winning touchdown. Who's got that charisma? Who's got that dog in them? Who really wants to lead? That's what we going to find out. And so that's why the game of football is so much love in it, because you get to find out, man, who's who. You can't hide from nobody. This is a mono versus mono. You can't hide from nobody. We going to find out who is going to line up against who and who going to bring it. TCU game is going to set the tone. Yes, TCU is going to set the tone for the season. That is no doubt whatsoever, right? We going up levels. We going up levels for sure. I expect the bowl game from Coach Prime first season. A playoff appearance will shut the media with Coach Prime. Honestly, though, think about it like this. Just making a bowl game is going to shut the media up because they weren't expecting that. Remember, the media saying we're going to win 3 games. So us getting to a bowl game, you already got to shut your mouth or change your tone. One of the two, right? You either can make somebody shut up or you can make somebody change. That's just the way it is. Hey, Mr. Lord, that's just how it is. And so we got to get to a point where stop worrying about what everybody else got to say on the outside, because it's cloudy up there. Focus on it. What's in our circle? What we have, what we can do. We have a tremendous coaching staff. We have assembled some of the best in our coaching staff. It's going to come down to the players listening and following the assignment, right? What's the one thing they keep harping on? Attention to detail, attention to detail, attention to detail. Please just be part, do your job, right? That's always a cliche. Do your job. And a lot of people forget about, man, doing your job. Just do your job. If you do your job, everything else take care of itself. Just do your job. And everything else is going to work its way out. I promise you. But you got to take care of you. You got to take care of the situation. And do your job, and everything else will flow. TCU is very important game for CU, setting the tone, overcoming adversity, because it will be there. But I would say this. We don't have to put all of our eggs in one basket with TCU, right? We should do what we do, and we should handle business and take care of TCU, but we don't got to put all our eggs in one basket against TCU, right? TCU is, yeah, we want to set the tone, but when it comes to, like, us going to the playoffs, TCU really don't help us in that situation, right? They help us in the win category, but it's like we really don't know what the rest of the season with TCU gonna look like, right? We could beat TCU and they could lose for the rest of the season, and they hurt us when it comes to, like, the strength of schedule, because now they not ranked, right? And so now they comparing to, like, oh, well, TCU is ranked, but they strength of schedule, because it's all politics at the end. Everything's about politics. But I would say, right, here's one thing I'll say. If it came down to Colorado and any school outside of, like, Georgia and Alabama, Ohio State, they're going to put Colorado in because of the money, right? The money, the exposure that Colorado's going to bring, they're going to do it. So all we got to do is take care of business and be there in the end to say, man, should Colorado be in there? And I guarantee you, if it come down to a 3-team tie and Colorado's one of those 3 teams to get into the playoffs, they're going to put Colorado in because of exposure and the money, because they know what Colorado's going to bring to the table. But like I said, we're going to take it one game at a time. We're going to make this thing grow, and we're going to prosper. That's all I got to say about that. But I thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a long day for me, as you can tell. Like, my eyes is like, look like I'm super, super tired. But it's been a long day. I just want to jump on Sunday night live with you guys. I might do a live by like an hour. But I was hoping my computer was going to be up and running today, but it's not. So I could do my live call-in show. So we will have a live call-in show on my show. I just don't have my laptop because it's down right now. But if you do like to donate to the channel, it is in the description at Cash App, $ Rob the Man 10. You can do that. This is a business, but yeah, they will be in. Losing to TCU again on the first game of the season. I remember what happened last time that happened. Good night. But like I said, man, I appreciate all you guys tuning in. I wouldn't have this platform without you guys. I truly, truly appreciate it. If you like to support the channel, donate the channel, or help the channel grow, you can just hit me at Cash App at $ Rob the Man 10. You can follow me on Twitter at Rob the Man Media. And like I said, this is Rob the Man Media, baby. And I'm back with another live, and I appreciate you guys. Peace.